Hey friends, good morning. Let's go ahead and take a look at today's number. And I'm going to show you exactly how to complete this today, including how to avoid common mistakes that I'm seeing from 5th grade students. And this work will help prepare you for your quiz on Friday on expanded form with exponents. So we're going to begin by taking this very large number and putting it into our place value chart. The first thing you want to do is really pay attention and notice where your decimal point is, because that will help you to separate your whole number amounts. This is a very large number from your less than one whole decimal amount. This is a very small amount. So where you see that decimal point, go ahead and put that into your place value chart and then record your decimal amount, which is 347 thousandths. Thousandths is the place value word we need to say when reading this number, because that's the last digit in the number. So you read the whole number as if it was just ones, tens, and hundreds, then say your place value word, 347 thousandths. Then we can start putting our whole number digits into our place value chart. We have 9 ones, 8 groups of 10, 7 groups of 100, 5 groups of 1,000, 4 groups of 10,000, 3 groups of 100,000, 9 groups of 1,000,000, 6 groups of 10 million, 5 groups of 100 million, 6 groups of 1,000,000,000, 3 groups of 10 billion, and then my 100 billion I'm going to add here because my place value chart is not actually big enough to accommodate it. 100 billion. Okay, now let's read this number. We're going to read each period or group of 3 digits, and then we'll say our place value words. So our place value words are the ones where we see commas. When we get to our decimal point, we will say and. So this number would be read 236 billion. 569 million, 345,789, and 347 thousandths. That's a pretty crazy number when you think about it. Okay. Next, we're going to take this number and write it in word form, and your place value chart is going to be very helpful to you in doing that. So I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to type it in a text box. And you guys double check to make sure that your word form is as accurate as you can make it. Words spelled correctly, commas in the correct spot, and put a dash where the dashes belong in between your tens and hundreds. So we have 236. I need a dash in between 30 and 6. Let's see, dash, there we go, comma, 236 billion, then my comma, 569, and remember I need a dash in between my tens and ones, 569 million, comma, 345,000, and I need to add a dash there, whoopsies, comma, 789, dash, and 347 thousandths. Okay, so there it is in word form. Let me look again and just make sure that I have, okay, 236 billion. I have a dash in between my tens and ones, got that. 569 million. I have my dash, I have my comma in the right spot. 345,000, comma. 789 and 347 thousandths. Make sure that the only and you have in your word form is where you see the decimal point. That's the only place I want to see that word and. All right, moving right along, we're going to write this number in expanded form. And again, I think that place value chart is going to be handy for helping me do that. I want you to notice that this week I'm requiring you to include exponents in your expanded form. I will take off points if you don't include your exponents. Okay, now to be as careful and accurate as I can be, I'm going to add my 100 billions place to my place value chart. That's my first digit in this very large number. All of the place value digits following that 100 billions place in expanded form will then revert to 0. Okay? Don't worry about the decimal place value positions yet. Now, when I'm doing my exponents, I'm going to record it like this. Parentheses, 2 times 10 to the, what power do I need? Let me count my zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 2 times 10 to the 11th power will get me to my 100 billions place. Once you've done that first place value position in expanded form, the hard work is really over, because now you know that your exponents should go in descending order. 11, so the 11th power, and then the 10th power, and then the 9th power, and so on. So my next digit is going to be a 3, and this 3 represents 3 groups of 10 billion. All of these digits in these place value positions following that 3 revert to zeros in expanded form. So I'm going to have 3 times 10 to the 10th power plus. Okay, now notice I'm marking off the digits as I do them so that I don't skip one. 6 times 10 to the 9th power plus 5 times 10 to the 8th power plus, okay, 6 times 10 to the 7th power plus 9 times 10 to the 6th power plus 3 times 10 to the 5th power plus 4 times 10 to the 4th power. Okay, now 10 to the 4th power gets me to my 10,000s place. That makes sense. Here I am in my 10,000s place. Now I'm in my thousands place, and we know that's 10 to the 3rd power. Okay, so we have 5 times 10 to the 3rd power plus 7 times 10 squared, and we know 10 squared has a value of 100. So that's 7 times 100, or 700, plus 8 times 10 to the first power. 10 to the first power has a value of 10, plus 9 times 10 to the 0 power. 10 to the 0 power has a value of 1. So that's 9 times 1, or just 9 units of 1. Okay, so now we have gotten up to our decimal point, and we are now ready to do our decimal values in expanded form. Now this is a little bit new, so pay close attention, okay guys? Okay, coming back to my previous page, let me just fill this in. So I'm going to do, for 347 thousandths, I'm going to do 3 times 1/10 plus 4 times 100th plus 7 times 1,000th. Okay, just for a minute, I'm going to bring us to a new page so I can explain this and have lots of space. This number is read 347 thousandths. In fraction form, we would write that 347 out of 1,000 equal pieces. When we're writing this in expanded form, you need to consider your tenths first, then your hundredths, and then your thousandths. We deal with one place value position at a time, just the way we do when we're doing whole number expanded form. So some things stay the same. We're going to do parentheses, then put the digit. So this first digit that's in our tenths place will also appear in our expanded form. Then we multiply it times the value of that place value position, which is 1/10. So this is essentially saying if we took 3 wholes, and we can represent that with a whole unit just the way we always do. If we took 3 wholes and multiplied them by 1/10 each, we would have a value of 3/10. And that makes sense because that is the value of this place value position here, 3/10. And you guys can try that out on a calculator too. If you multiply 3 times 1/10 using a decimal point on a calculator, you'll get this product, 3/10. Okay? Now for our hundredths place, which I'm using blue to show my hundredths place, I'm going to do new parentheses, 4, that's my digit, that part stays the same, times 1/100th. Okay, so that would be like saying, look, I'm making my ones a little bit neater this time. That would be like saying, let's take 4 wholes this time instead of 3. Make one more. Whoops. Let's take 4 wholes instead of 3, multiply them by the value of that place value position, which is 1/100th, and that's, let's see what we'll get. So when you guys do this on a calculator, if you multiply 4 times 1/100th, it's going to give you a product of 4/100ths. And this is what that would look like in visual form. 100th here, 100th here, 100th here, and 100th here. Okay. Let's do our thousandths place. So I'm going to open up a new set of parentheses for my thousandths place. 7 times 1,000th. You guys check it on a calculator for me. If you multiply 7 times 1,000th on a calculator, your product should be 7 thousandths. So that's how you represent that in expanded form. All right, we have one more slide to do, so you guys stay with me. We're going to represent the value of the digit in the 10,000s place using the place value discs. So here is my 10,000s place here. 4 groups of 10,000s. And in order to do that, I need to take my 10,000 disc and I need to show 4 of them. Lots of you guys are getting these wrong on your work because you're only showing one group of 10,000, and that's not what we have here. We have 4 groups of 10,000, so you need to have 4 discs. This is the total value of that digit. This digit has a total value of 40,000, not 10,000, 40,000.